Okay, we're live.
Good morning, Ann Rossley. How are you?
Good afternoon. I think we have to confess that we are taping this. We are currently live. It's Sunday, and because of issues, we can't be on tomorrow morning. So rather than keep our audience waiting, we are going to do a show today on Sunday. Good morning. My name's Ann Rossley. I'm with Kyle Harvey. We're with Beard & Warner, and we are doing Monday Morning Coffee with Kyle and Ann on Sunday afternoon. Hi, Kyle.
Hello. How are you? Did you have a good week?
I did. I had a very good week. Kind of crazy week, but definitely good. And you?
I did it again. We put an offer on a property sight unseen,
and
went
got
to inspection, and said we'll go through with it. Yeah.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Everybody, I'm so excited to tell you we have a wonderful guest with us today. It's very difficult to snag 30 minutes of her time. Lori Lehman, who is the top stager in Chicago, is here with us today to share her secrets and talk about what she does behind the scenes to help us get our homes sold. We're very anxious to have her with us. But before, of course, we get to that, we're going to go through stats quickly. We weren't here last week, so we weren't able to show you just how crazy everything is, but let's talk about it, Kyle.
Okay. Get rid of our names, huh?
Oh, gosh. I always forget to do that. Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
So Look at this graph. This is under contract in Chicago, higher than any month ever in the last 10 years. How insane is that?
Wow.
And so, as usual, we talk lakefront neighborhoods, single family homes, highest ever. Condominiums, highest ever. And then I wanted to talk in terms of townships because it's kind of a bigger area and easier to talk about. So North Chicago basically is from the river on the south, the river on the west, Fullerton on the north, and the lake on the east. So here you go, properties under contract, highest ever. And that's a really strong area.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's an up and coming, never been hit before. So yeah. Here's the loop. It is not the biggest it's ever, but everybody, it's been slow before, so this is okay. We're on an upward trend.
And we're coming back. If you look, we are coming back. We're digging out, and it's shooting up.
Yeah.
Look at from 120 of the start of this year to where it is now. That's a shot up.
Yeah. Right. Here was 2021 here, 2020 last year. Yeah, I'm just really delighted. Here's the north side. And again, now this isn't by so much, but again, that's because the near north is just such a solid area and it's had so much growth in River North. Gold Coast, Streeterville have been steady, strong. So, and then remember too, we were at, you remember this, Kyle, we were at like, 9-10 months inventory there. So for them to, we're coming out of it. It's looking really good.
Oh my
Lincoln Park, insane.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, Westtown, crazy high. Okay, the number of homes for sale, look how low. Not a surprise when you're having that many selling, there's not that much left to sell. New listings, way, way down. And this is the 3-month rolling number. So, but it's way, way down. And median sales price.
Can we go back to the new listings?
Yeah. Right here?
Things are being sold out of the private network. So they're not even hitting the new listings.
Very good point.
The one that I just told you about was in the private network. So many things are going before they even hit the public MLS.
Yep. Really good point. So those aren't even reflected here.
Nope.
So, but you know what? Here's the deal, people. As you would expect, when you have great demand and you have little inventory, prices go up. We haven't seen a spike yet in prices. We'll probably see that reflected over the next 2-3 months. What we're seeing here is just the good, steady increase that is Chicago real estate.
And going to this means that so many people who were previously underwater or without enough equity in their homes to really foster a dream of selling and moving can do so.
Yeah.
The values of their homes are going up. So either they had maybe 10%, 20% equity in their homes. Now they have much more because of the value of the properties going up. So this is
Absolutely
only great for Chicago.
Absolutely. Good stuff. So
yay, yay, yay.
Onward and upward. I would say, you know, if people are thinking of selling and you want to get top dollar, now is an incredibly great time to sell your home. If you are thinking of buying, you really need to work with someone who knows what they're doing, because you're putting offers in, but you know what? That's an educated buyer. You have explained the market. They've seen other properties. They're not just going in blind.
No, they're not going in blind, but they are understanding that you do not right now as a buyer have even a minute to think about it. You have to know what you want. When you see it, you move. The inspection is an opportunity to back out. If it's not in the condition you're expecting, you could absolutely back out. But you can't sort of say, well, I need to think about it, because it'll be gone. It'll just be gone. No, only if it's well priced. But interestingly, this strong market we are not in a bubble. We are in a growing period of growing prices, but we are not shooting up. This is not bubble pricing. If your property is not worth what you're listing it for, no one will come see it and no one will make an offer.
Good point. Very good point. So that's what's going on in the market today. Now let's turn the topic to staging. We're going to bring in with us now Lori Lehman. Lori, as I said, is the top stager in the city, and she is my go-to gal whenever I have a property in need of some help. So right now, here we're going to introduce Lori. Hi, Lori.
Hi.
So I'm trying to think, how long, I mean, you've been in this business 5 years? How long's it been?
Well, for the staging part, before staging, that part of the business goes back 18 years, but for the staging part, it's about 5 years now. So it's been a very busy 5 years and keeps getting busier. I feel so lucky, and I feel so lucky to be working with you and all the connections you've put me in touch with, and the referrals and the clients that I've been able to help.
What's the other aspect of your business?
What's that? I'm sorry?
What's the other aspect of your business?
So we do a lot of the work prior to staging as well, where we help clients purge and declutter and help with paint colors and all of that work that needs to happen before we can stage. So getting stuff packed up and donated or selling, and getting stuff to the storage units or shipping it off to various places. Every project is obviously very different from the next, but that's where it really started, was the high level organizing. And then I just kept adding stuff. And going back 5 years, in that purging process, I had a client that needed, after we got rid of stuff, they needed an updated accent chair in their living room. I bought a chair, and
so it begins.
Yeah, my chair, I don't know what. So what went from a small storage unit, that some of my clients have, that you can put a few pieces of furniture in, just 2 storage units, to 3, to the first warehouse, to the second warehouse, to the third. Wow. But now, and currently looking for larger warehouse space right now, because we are busting out of the one we're in that we moved into last September.
So I was talking this week with Keith, one of your people, and he was telling me how many people you have now. Run through your organization and how many people you have and who does what.
So there's some people that overlap in the various parts of the company. Some of them do just staging and staging alone, which keeps them plenty busy, and that's where their skill set lies. So there's the stagers, the assistant stagers, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into important parts of all of those roles. So there's that team, and then there's administrative people that are also incredibly important. Some of them are completely remote. Some of them don't live in Chicago. Very, very valuable team members as well. Then there's the organizers and the movers. So we also, to answer the original question, we also will move people after the staging's done or before. we'll pack them up or oversee the moving companies to get them packed, get the stuff on the truck, and get it to their new house and unpack them so they can go out of town and on vacation or whatever they choose to do and relinquish control, which is actually what I prefer because it makes our jobs a little bit easier and we can get it done
faster.
So there's the organizing team, and some of them overlap onto helping in the warehouse or, kind of the running around and the packing up the staging and the de-staging materials as well. So, and then there's the moving team. There's a lot of overlap in the organizers and the moving team, and interior design. So there's all these different roles. So there's a total of, and they're not all full-time. Some of them, work, anywhere from 20 to, 40, 50 hours a week. There's 20 of us. So
it's a big group. Yeah. So we've worked on lots of projects together, but you talked about like organizing and helping people move. We've helped with, we've done an estate sale together.
Yep.
Where you came in and helped get rid of things, and then we staged the home to sell. We had a couple that was elderly that had their townhouse, remember, at Beekman.
Yep.
And you came in and helped them organize their, and actually Lori did everything in that case, like helping set up the utilities. I mean, they're like a concierge service.
Yep.
P.S. Lehman is. So, I mean, if you have an elderly parent and you want to get them moved to a new place, they would be a great company to bring in. And of course, staging every step of the way. So
a lot of, I know there's, it's tricky when you do the integrated stagings because you need to work with some of your clients' belongings or, pieces of furniture, and your selections, from our warehouse or if we buy something new, it needs to work with that. And it's, whether there's no place to put that stuff until they move or, I don't encourage people to get storage units unless we can't use it because why, take on that cost. But we have to work with that. So that changes what our selections might be, instead of if it was completely vacant, so it's harder to stage the integrated stagings. And if they're living there, there's pets and there's kids, all of these things go, what selections we're going to make and things like that. But it's, definitely puts the staging team there up for a challenge when.
Where do you get this furniture?
It's all over. I went to the warehouse today and unloaded my car. I was in the suburbs last night and I was like, I'm going to pop in, a few stores and you find stuff. And then if I find something, it could be a bowl or accessories or pillows, and I'll buy, I'll be like, I really like that. So I'll buy 4 of them or, so there's always the staple stores. There's online places that we get stuff. And then, Home Goods is always a great go-to. It depends, you got to mix a little bit of some, expensive stuff with, you can get less expensive stuff. And I think there's a art to being able to mix it together because you don't want stuff to look cheap. And so there's various resources, and I'm constantly looking for new places and new things. And I study our competition and their photos that they post and how they do stuff. And I study our own photos, and it's fun. I love it. It's
excellent. All righty. Well, shall we see some of the befores and afters?
Yeah. Let's share. I took a few photos from Instagram and then integrated some of my own. Apologies to the group. I'm not well prepared here. Okay. Here we go.
Take us through.
So this is a before photo of a staging job that we did last week. And you can see, like, it's a really cool, beautiful room. And the people that are there, that are staying there, that we had to work with are all good. So we just needed to, one of our standard things that you want for bedrooms, and obviously if you can have it, you always want a king size bed, especially in the main bedroom. And this particular room, another thing, you want 2 matching bedside tables, and you want beautiful pillows and a headboard and a rug, and it just looks a little bit unfinished. So we did that. So we took it, just to another level and used what they had, and then just added a few pieces, as you can see, a rug, a mirror, so you could do a mirror or art and some and then just sort of finish it off so it looks polished. So that was nice and easy. I love that room. I love the
I
ceiling.
love this room now.
Yeah.
It becomes a perfect guest room or even the main bedroom, but it becomes possible.
Yeah. Right. So here's obviously it's much easier when we have a clean slate here. So here's a before, of a family room. And it's paint, real quick, the paint colors are nice. The floors are in good shape. That makes it so much easier. The lighting's nice. So that helps a lot. Then
there we go.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I always zoom in to, if initially when I looked at that, I was like, there's a lot going on there. And then I kind of zoomed in and started looking, and the way we did the whole space really makes sense. And you want it to, scale is really important when you're staging, to make sure that, you maximize the room. And then you have to make sure that the coffee table is on scale with the couch, and the chairs are on scale, all of it. The rug is another thing. Like if the rug is too small, that happens sometimes. That drives me crazy. Those things are really important. Lamps that are too small for a console table or side tables is also something to look out for. Art being hung too high or too low is also something that I'm always looking at. Too many accessories can sometimes be a bad thing. So you have to make sure there's just the right amount, and you want to appeal to the masses. You want the most number of buyers to be able to see themselves in the space. Right. And see themselves living there, as opposed to like making it, you want to make sure that you just want to appeal to have neutral things, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah. So it appeals to the most number of buyers.
Is that one of the things I see here, you guys, is that this is really difficult, is when you have a fireplace that is like off center. Right. So like here you have this fireplace that's in the corner, kind of to the side. Then you've got this big, pretty window, and it's like, how do you furnish it? And I think what you did here was perfect, because the couch relates to the fireplace, and you've got a nice reading chair there. But then you've got the two chairs in the window, which I like what you did.
It now makes sense. And before it didn't open, it didn't make sense.
Yeah. Right. I love having swivel chairs if they're going to be in front of a window. So you can turn and look out. And then also you have to be mindful of, are you blocking a walkway, a path to going outside? If there's sliding doors or whatever, you have to make sure that you don't forget to not block that. And that the walking path to get outside, you're not, walking between chairs and stuff like that. So to be, mindful of that. And then also with COVID has changed some of the decisions we make when we're staging, whether or not you want, any family that comes in a home to be able to visualize, do we need to work from home? How many people are working from home? Are there kids who are studying at home? And how you want to, anywhere you can fit a desk, even if it's a small desk, has been really important this past year. So we try to fit that in, not in this picture, obviously, but we try to fit that in logical places wherever we can as well.
Yeah.
Makes great sense. Okay. Well, here's a busy room.
That's a Sunday. That picture was taken on a Sunday. Look at the cat. Oh my God, look at the cat.
That's funny. Just messy, So this one, I always love these befores because it makes the afters that much more fun. So, see the difference, and it just looks fresh and polished. And
go back. I want to see, because it didn't look so light. I guess we cut off the upper windows. Now I see. Okay. Because it's now this bright, beautiful room. Go back. Okay.
Yeah.
The one thing on that photo I don't love, I really like before and after pictures when they're at the exact same angle.
Yeah.
We can see it though. Oh, it looks great. So what remained? Is this all your furniture, or were some of the pieces?
That's all of ours. I'm not 100% sure about the couch, but the chair, the coffee tables, all the accessories, the art, it's sometimes I'll have to look and I'll even be like, is that ours or is that, but this one, I'm pretty sure this was a vacant property, and all of the, everything in there is ours.
So bookcases, talk to us about bookcases and what you do.
Well,
in this case, there aren't the bookcases, but most times you go in and they're there, right? The books are there. It's
right. Yeah. So, if clients have books on any bookshelves or bookcases in the homes, I ask them to leave the books that they have, because they're really nice to because most likely you're going to have books on your bookshelves. And if you get too many accessories and not enough books, it starts to look just junky, even if the accessories are beautiful and messy. So there's a fine line of a nice balance and mix of books and accessories. And I always love it because I can't quite make the shelves the way I want them to look. So I'll tell the stagers, I'm like, I can't do it. You do it. I need you to make how we want it to look. And they do, you know, so that's the fun stuff for the lead stagers. Accessorizing bookshelves and the pillows and picking the pillows to go on the couch and stuff. That's the really fun part for them, is to, you know, do those final touches, you know, towards the end of the staging.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Here's a kitchen.
Yeah. This is under construction here. It looks like,
it's like after I've made dinner. But
yeah.
Go ahead.
So it looks like, you know, our consultation a lot of times, which I love because we're able to plan ahead and not, you know, sometimes we'll be like, can you stage this week? And we always like to do that if our schedule allows, and to make sure we have the perfect pieces for a job. But if we are getting in there to do a consultation when there's a bit of construction still going on, we like that. So, you know, whether it's tile and floor still being done, as long as we have a sense of what those colors and palettes are going to be, we can easily still make furniture selections and stuff. So a lot of times we'll go in and see stuff in that state. And then the after is always
so pleasing.
Yeah, I love this one. I think this is cool. And it's a really good shot. And our stagers and the team are really doing a great job getting the after photos and different angles. And I always love to see sort of unique pictures like this and cool close-ups of accessories or coffee table books. And I always wish, I'm like, well, I'd love to post 5 pictures a day. And I'm like, you can't do that. I always want to. I'm like, we can't let that one go. So here's looks like this is probably a bedroom. And the
small square. Yeah. You can't see the potential. You're just sort of like, okay.
You know, the biggest thing.
Oh, nice.
Office. So it could have been, you know, I'm not sure how many other bedrooms there were in this home, but they needed a home office. So the number of bedrooms must have allowed for us to do that and have a standalone office, which is always a bonus. You know, so you just want to be able to show that there's space for somebody to work from home comfortably, and have, you know, bookshelves, a chair, you know, and sometimes the photos, especially now, we want the photos to look amazing because, you know, that's the first place people are looking. Yeah. Sometimes photos, I'll even look at stuff with our own things and I'm like, does the desk look too small, and or something too big? And it's again about that scale thing. But when you're in person, it looks totally different. So I always love a beautiful office that's fun. You know, the biggest thing for a bedroom is when we saw the before picture of this one, if it was going to be a bedroom, is sometimes buyers, as you know, have a hard time visualizing what size bed is actually going to fit in a room. So sometimes, you know, if it's obvious, we'll even suggest you don't need to stage that room. But if you can't visualize, or they're going to have a really hard time visualizing that a queen or a king are going to fit in a room, that's when it's important to stage those rooms. But if there's multiple bedrooms, sometimes we'll say, don't spend the money on those particular rooms because you can see what's going to happen there. But we always love to stage every room, mix it more.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about this house.
Yep.
So this was about 2 years ago. I was called in as the listing agent, the second listing agent, because this home sat for a year not selling. And what had happened, this is in Lakewood Balmoral, what had happened was the seller moved to Evanston. She took all the photographs with her own furniture there, but then the house was vacant. And the real estate agent told her, oh, don't worry about it. People saw the pictures and what was online. You don't need to have any furniture in it. Well, fast forward a year, here she was paying all the bills for it. It had sat empty. And she's like, okay, it's time to do something. So I called Lori and we came in, and it was an interesting home because, and this picture will give you a detail. You've got like the 5-panel doors, vintage, you've got the vintage turn of the century honey oak staircase. And then next to it, you've got this very contemporary flooring. So one of the challenges with this home that Lori had to deal with was you got the vintage, you got the contemporary, and it was vacant. And so what do you do with it? So
yeah,
take it away, yeah.
You know, there were like some of the spaces in the rooms just had different angles or sort of unique layouts and stuff. So, you know, for an entryway like this or any entryway, I always think it's important to have a bench or a console table and a mirror. Like, who doesn't like to have a mirror?
right.
Walk out. I always think that's like a staple staging thing for any home. Or so, you know, we did that in the entryway, and
This was the living room here.
Yeah, modern and old and vintage. I mean, it's really interesting that they chose those floors.
Yeah, but you know what? It's
they're great floors. They look great.
It's beautiful. The staging team loves it because you can do a mix. You don't have to stick with one particular style and look, and you kind of mix things up and add some funky things. And you know, the team had a really good time with this one. So there's that you know, living room, the main living room, and
this was the bedroom, and I wish I had the before because, you know, Lori suggested we paint this woodwork. So this around the fireplace was a honey wood, as were the doors.
Just looks kind of
Yeah. It looked what?
Dated.
Yeah.
Very dated. So the first thing we did was we painted, and then she staged it. Look at that.
I mean, to have a fireplace in a bedroom like that, you think, oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
When it's empty, you don't think about it. You don't see it.
Right.
I haven't seen it. Wow, I love it.
Totally changed the look. Yeah. This was the home office on the second floor. And it looks cute, but, you know, empty, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot, but you made it come together.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah, that looks great. I mean, what a great space for now, you know, now.
Yeah. Here's your vacant bedroom. And you can't really see here, but the bedroom was pink. And the seller didn't want to paint the whole house. And Lori has to do this a lot, right? Where you take their colors, and you have to make it work.
Yep. And you do. You know, you just...
It's so cute.
Those artwork, rugs, you know, you can actually I think doing a room with pink is fun. Because it's always fun to do kids' rooms, I think.
Yeah. Oh, and here's another one.
Yeah.
The blue room.
Blue and white, blue, you know, it's like, whoa, whatever. Oh, nice. See?
Isn't that cute?
I love it.
Totally makes that room work. Totally makes it work. And that's all I have on that one. But the bottom line on this is we got that offer within a week or 10 days at the same list price that she had it with. She didn't have to reduce her price. And we closed within 45 days, thanks to Lori's staging. So there you have it.
Super
in this market, in this visual age, presentation matters so much more. You can't just sort of say, well, the buyers will be able to see what you can do with this place. The answer is no, they don't. They can't. You got to lay it out for them.
To visualize that, and anything we can do to make that easier for them. I think it's a really important step that buyers need to, you know, take, and, you know, just bite off the expense and get it done. And you're going to, you know, it's gonna help the sale so much faster.
How many homes do you have staged right now as we sit here?
We are.
She's counting in her head.
Give me an estimate. Yeah. You don't have to have an exact number.
You're just about 70.
70.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Wow. I wouldn't have guessed that number. That's incredible.
But so, for example, because stuff is selling so quickly, as you know, I was just working on the week schedule here, looking and mapping things out, and we have like four coming out this week, I think 4 or 5, and 5 going out. So it's this constant, you know, 2 coming out, 2 going in. So it's super exciting. I mean, I remember the day when I was like, if we could just have 1 a week, just.
Well, but here's also let me ask you this. Let's say, because it's expensive to stage multiple rooms in a home.
Yeah.
But once you go under contract, you can pull that furniture out, right?
Yeah, I mean, usually the staging contracts are 30, 60, or 90 days. It's their choice.
Okay.
know, even if it sells on day one, you still need some time, obviously, right? So with inspection, attorney review and everything. So, you know, they might sell right away, but it's, you know, they're pretty much, you know, 60 days. 30 days doesn't usually get it done.
Okay.
What's the price range of homes that you have staged? Like
price range? So
yeah, lowest to highest.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you get a condo, that's, you know, every once in a while we'll stumble upon a condo around, you know, 350, something like that. So that's lower. And then, you know, we get the 5 million, you know, we've got some higher than that out in the suburbs every once in a while, like a 10 million. And it's, you know, it's a big job. That's a big job.
Yeah.
It's, you know, we'll do stuff in the suburbs. It just change, you know what I mean? Your wheels are spinning in a different way. There's so much more space than most of the houses in the city. But that's a fun challenge also. So, you know, I think they're all fun to do in different ways. You know, the 2-3 bedroom condo or townhouse tend to be a little easier. The really big houses that, you know, have very, very, very expensive furniture in them, and then it's empty. It's just a little bit hard. It just takes more thought and more planning. And, you know, we work through it because we all have the same ultimate goal. We want it to look beautiful, and we want it to show really well for you and to get it sold. You know, it's important because it's you know, ultimately it's a reflection on us. Like we want to do a great job.
What's the average amount of time between when somebody calls you and when you're able to get furniture in their home? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I mean,
if you know, like if you emailed me today and said, when can somebody do a consultation this week at, you know, so from the consultation to the stager that does the consultation, immediately their wheels are spinning, and they already know what our inventory is, and you're looking at what our inventory is, what's coming out from a D stage that they can use, and being very mindful of that. So, and it depends on the schedule and our mover schedule, because we can do about 3 jobs a day, 2 to 3 jobs a day. So sometimes we can't do it for 2 weeks because of the mover schedule, but 2 weeks is nice. You know, we've turned stuff around before in a day or 2, and it's tricky.
Wow. I wouldn't have even expected that.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty infrequent. Don't get any ideas. It's pretty infrequent, but you know, if it depends on the schedule. Every day is different. Every week's different. It's been very consistently busy now since the beginning of the year. I mean, really since COVID hit.
So here's the thing too. As you heard in the beginning of the show, our market is really flying right now, but it doesn't sound to me like that's causing people to step back from staging. It sounds like your business is just as busy and strong as ever.
We are busier than ever. And you know, it's also the staging and the moving and organizing.
Yeah.
You know,
it comes down to, you have to compete. Sellers have to compete with what's out there on the market. You can't just sort of slap up something. It's got to look great.
Oh, there's competition, you know. So I think the nice thing about what we do is we're a one-stop shop. You know, obviously we've got lots of great competition with staging. There's, you know, there's a lot of competition, other great staging companies in the city. There's other organizing teams as well that do amazing, beautiful work. And I don't know about the moving aspect if there's other people that necessarily do that, but people, we have an amazing team, and they can come to us and we can take care of all of it. And you get to see the same team members. And I think there's some comfort in knowing that. Yeah. And moving is so stressful for people. And, you know, if they're leaving, whatever, the kids are at home and everybody's working at home, especially now. And to be able to hand that over to somebody, or at least help you and hold your hand doing it, is been a great thing for our clients. So we love it.
Makes sense. So if somebody is thinking about hiring you? Obviously, they could call Kyle or me and we can find you. But what is the best way for people out there to make note to get a hold of you and
you bet.
Consult?
You know, email is actually probably the quickest.
Okay.
My texting, they get buried and I have trouble keeping up. And then I can actually loop other people. If I'm not able to answer right away, I'm with somebody, I can, put them in touch with the right person on the team. So my email is Lori, Lori, at pslehman.com. So that's the quickest
in the chat. Yep.
To reach me. And I'm almost always available. So,
well, we sure appreciate you being here with us today, Lori. We appreciate everything you do to help move our business forward for sure and take good care of our clients. And as much as we're excited for your success, we sure hope that you find time to keep us in your schedules.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you. I really feel honored to be part of this and that you asked me to come on. It was super fun. I loved it.
Good. Well, we look forward to having you back. Thank you so much. And we will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. That was wonderful. She's terrific, terrific talent and terrific person.
And you can see the value just from those few pictures. You could totally see the value. Really great.
It was phenomenal. Did you have something you wanted to share with us today, quick, Kyle?
No, I didn't, because we were running out of time. We're at 36 minutes. My God.
We are. Oh, it was so wonderful and it flew, so I didn't notice that.
We're going to talk more next week about selling now, getting your place ready, and what sells fast in this market. Everything sells fast, but not everything sells fast. So we're going to show some things that are lingering and some things that are going quickly, and then you'll be able to tell the difference. So all about getting you to be ready.
All right. And of course, as always, if anybody has any questions they want us to answer on air, please send them to us, DM us, or put it in the comment section. We'll pull it up and add it to the Q&A. We're going to, in the future, do a session that's totally Q&A, right?
Yep. Answering your questions.
All right, good. Thanks, Kyle. So good to see you as always. Thank you, everyone. We will see you next time on Monday Morning Coffee with Kyle and Ann.
Have a great